everyone, I'm Mark Kristoff and this is my wife Lynn Kristoff. We are the owners of Gulf Breeze Alpaca Ranch. We're glad you stopped by today to watch the video. And so what would you like to say, Lynn?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for checking in with us. We've been raising alpacas now for 13 years. Currently we have 21 alpacas. We have a small flock of Gulf Coast native sheep. We have some heritage turkeys, chickens, horses, dogs, and cats. So our story starts in the year 2006, I believe.
Sure.
2006.
Wow.
We took a trip. We traveled to the Pacific Northwest to visit relatives. And in the meanwhile, one of our little trips that we took us to San Juan Island for a whale watching trip.
Which is near Seattle.
It's near Seattle. And I, being from South Texas, had no idea that in the middle of July it was going to be chilly and quite cold when you get up there. So I didn't pack right.
Yes, even
I
in the
packed
summer.
for here. Get up there and it's cold and we're going to be on a boat and it's like 55 degrees. So I go looking for something warm to put on, and I end up in a little storefront in Friday Harbor. And what I ended up buying was a pair of gloves and a big wide scarf. And I didn't realize what it was. It was alpaca. Being a knitter, I was intrigued with it. So I became obsessed with it. And over the course of the next few months, I figured out what it was. I met my first alpaca, and that was actually it was a year later. It was 2007. We got our first three alpacas. We had 5 acres of land. That has grown to today. We have 40 acres. We have this place up here, which we call this the hideout. This is our shop, our studio. We have an apartment. We have cabins. We also have the RV. And we have 21 alpacas, we have 5 sheep, we have 6 sheep now.
Yes, 6.
And we have a slew of turkeys and chickens. We've got 5 livestock guardian dogs, 4 barn cats. And it's grown. It's grown a lot. One of the things that we wanted to do when we first started this endeavor was actually to raise and sell alpacas. Well, when we got into this in 2007, this was right before the recession hit in 2008, and you can imagine what happened to the prices. So over the course of the next few years, I decided that we were going to turn into a fiber farm. So a fiber farm is something where you grow animal fiber, you harvest it every year, which is we shear it. It's very sustainable. Alpacas are a sustainable livestock. They're easy and gentle on the land. And over the course of several years, I've learned how to process the fleece from the animals, from the back of the animals all the way up to a knitted item, a scarf, a sweater, hat, socks, you name it. I learned how to do it.
Logistics of it all. We had other animals, so we kind of skinnied that down to maybe about 20 chickens now, and maybe 10 turkeys. And, the turkeys were just something I've always wanted to try. And I ran across a hatchery that you could mail order turkeys, and so I wanted some heritage breeds, not the kind of turkeys you would find in the grocery store, but the heritage old time.
Yeah, the horses, they don't give feather and they don't give fur.
They're just
They're just cute.
People like
They're
horses.
just cute. The
They're really
kids like
special.
to walk
They're
them.
sweet.
They're very sweet. Yeah. Ginger and spice.
Adds a nice little dimension to our
house. Oh, the guardians. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
probably the hardest part.
They're
for us.
probably the hardest part of the whole farm, is the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to start them out as puppies, but oh my gosh, you've got to go through so many phases. Right now we have Silas, who is about 18 months, 120 pounds of puppy, who wants to be in your face, who wants to lick you all over, who just doesn't understand that he is too big. Truman's another celebrity.
Dennis.
I have people who want to take Truman home.
Can we take him home with us?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Truman is something.
Skipper. Yeah, Skipper is from a bloodline that was almost lost, and so we are really excited to have him because he's got 3 bloodlines in him. When we do the tours, I'll do a tour for 1 or 2 people. I mean, it's no big deal. We first started doing tours, we would just do them for no charge at all, but it just got to be to the point where I was being called away from my other chores so much that I felt like I needed to go ahead and get compensated for it, so that and that money just goes straight back into the feed bill, into the hay bill. So when you come out here for a tour, you're helping to support the animals. You're helping to keep the farm going, and in return, for me, it's a very rewarding experience being able to give these tours and watch these. In most cases, it's families, especially right now. They come in from out of town, from the cities, from neighboring towns, and just to see the children, the first thing kids want to do when they get out in the country is run. So just watching the kids running around and getting that fresh air, and then once the parents kind of relax about it, it's really a great experience watching that. And then when you get kids, I don't know if I draw them or what, but I've had some kids in our tours that are so funny that some of them stand out. I don't want to get into some of the. I don't want to say anybody's names or anything, but there are some kids that just astound me at their intelligence, at their brilliance, at their way of finding irony in things. But it's always a good thing. You wanted to mention anything else?
Yeah, I like the discovery part, like some of the children and adults too that come out and they have never seen a turkey in real life. You know, they said that we've seen them in HEB, we've eaten them, but we've never really seen a turkey. So
we don't eat our turkeys.
Yeah, so I'll grab one of the toms.
We eat anonymous turkeys.
Yeah.
I have to say
I'll
that.
grab a tom and they can touch him and pet him, and I think it gives them a different insight. When they go to the store now, they're going to think what a real turkey is. And hopefully it'll instill them the importance of taking care of some of these breeds that are endangered. Not just what you find in the grocery store and take home and cook for Thanksgiving. They're quite intelligent, believe it or not, animals, and very personal.
Now you're going to make it so that nobody wants to have turkey dinner.
I still like turkey too. But you can eat them, but you can also learn to respect them and appreciate them. And I think that goes for any livestock for that matter. It's to appreciate what we have and to take care of what's been given us. But they're quite amazing animals. That they make the best pet. Really, turkeys make great pets. They'll follow you around. And they don't do it just for the food. They really like people, and so you can get attached to them. And they can live, like I said, we had one that lived 13 years.
Almost 12 years.
Almost 12 years. So they can be around a long time, like a dog, if you take care of them.
So we built this. This basically was a 2-car garage with a workshop area, an unfinished apartment and a pump house. That's what we bought in 10 acres.
Yep.
And then we finished the apartment, and we converted the garage into this studio, this office/studio/shop, and added a room back to the back, and then we added the patio, which is one of the things I wanted because I just loved looking out over the lake from here. And that's when we built that. That's when it dawned on me that there was something special about this place, and that's when I knew I needed to share it. So that, sitting on that porch, is when I realized that this would be a great place for Airbnb. And so we started working toward doing the cabins. We built our first cabin from stick up, and
2017, wasn't it?
and that was my fleece room for the longest time, until we added the bathroom and the little kitchenette. And then we brought in the 2 cabins and finished those out in 2017. And we put it, we started renting them out January 2018, 19, is it right? Yes, that's right. So we are in our 3rd year of doing that, and we've had.
We're not new to.
We're not new
vacation
to
rentals.
vacation rentals. We did that.
For a number of years.
We had our house in Corpus. When we first moved out here, I wasn't quite sure that things were going to work out. So I didn't want to rent my house long term. I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to rent it long term. So I left everything in place except for our clothes. We packed our clothes and we came here and lived in our weekender, and put our house in Corpus up on at the time I think it was
Away.
it was Verbo.
Oh, Vacation by Rental.
Yeah, we put it up on Verbo, and after 7 years of doing that and welcoming guests from all over the world, it was very interesting, and we just loved it. I loved the hospitality business. That was what really kind of drew me to it. We finally sold the house, and we seeded the cabins here with that, and we've been doing this for going on 3 years. Well, we are in our 3rd year. We're in our 3rd year. We typically see about 70 to 80 bookings for the 2. We just added the 3rd, so I'm going to guess that we're probably going to exceed 100 bookings a year now with the 3 cabins. When people come here, they're so taken aback by how quiet it is. A lot of people are coming in from the city, and I think a lot of them have never really seen the Milky Way. They've never seen a sky full of stars, and waking up to the chickens and the baas of the sheep. It's a pretty unique experience. So it's one of the things that I love the most, I think, about having a farm. I love the farm. I love my animals. I love working with my animals. It's hard work, but it's very, very rewarding. But what I think I love the most is being able to see it fresh through the eyes of my guest and through the visitors who come here.